I'm low on mercy inside. Show me the secrets I plead. Just put the weight of the world on me, 'cause I got the will to believe. And I'm looking for mercy. Have you seen her? With diamonds in the sky, between the days we'll never die. So come and fade into the sun. Let me believe that I am the one. So wide awake but not moving forward. My eyes got something to say. I'm in the shade and I'm breathing shallow. Good, I'm high anyway. And I'm looking for mercy. Have you seen her? With diamonds in the sky, between the days we'll never die. So come and fade into the sun. Let me believe that I am the one. Can't see the future, I'm walking backwards. There's no dead ends if you fly. I ain't looking for nothing, but have you seen her? With diamonds in the sky.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Kamasura, President of Asia Select, a premier HR consulting company in the Philippines. We support a number of global and local companies to build their culture of people. In today's era, globalization, technology, and the ever-changing demographics of workforce continue to change the business landscape. As a leader, I know that these are some of the things that I need to face. And I'm taking it seriously in terms of what I can do and how I can make this business to succeed. For me, I would always look up to what other things I need to learn in making sure that I gain new insights and knowledge. And I realize that it's through MBA that I'll be able to cope up with what's going on outside that I could apply locally. I'd like to learn more about what and how business leaders across the world are doing their journey of managing business, leading change and transformation, as well as managing operations and people to be more effective. I'm a lifelong learner, and I'd like to share with you 3 things that are important to me at the moment. Learn, apply, and succeed. I'd like to develop new skills. Leadership and competencies are very important for me to drive business very well. To apply whatever I've learned is integrating and appreciating all of my learnings in school to the business that I'm currently managing. To succeed is not about getting to the top. It's not about having the title of a CEO. Success for me is how I would integrate learning to apply this to all challenges that I face in business. This all means applying what I've learned in school and taking MBA will make it happen. My professional experience as a business leader in Asia Select has been very helpful in my global MBA program. I can relate my managing the business, leading people, to all the subjects and topics that we're discussing. We talk all about culture, we talk about leadership style. This is just so amazing experience to be part of the Adan University Global MBA program. I just love the idea that I can gain a degree from anywhere in the world. Like in my case right now, I am from the Philippines, but I'm pursuing my global MBA in Adan University. I like the fact too that I have my own phase of time in terms of balancing priorities in managing business, spending time with the family, at the same time educating myself to gain more business knowledge and gain insights from leaders and professors that I deal with in the Global MBA program of Adan University. I love the point that it saves money from a perspective of not flying to the country where the university is located and don't have to worry about my accommodation. I could study anytime, anywhere. This is all about having a global MBA program on a 100% online platform. I feel so privileged to be part of the class of the Global MBA of Adan University. The professors are really very good. They are seasoned thought leaders and well-rounded with regards to how they would discuss and relate theories with real example. This I like most. I am pursuing my global MBA because I know I still have the opportunity to develop my skills and business knowledge, not just from my professors, but from classmates that are enrolled in the program too. So I strongly recommend for people who'd like to develop yourself to become future leader, get to a global MBA. Enroll and take your global MBA with Adan University.
Hello, and welcome to Adan University's live broadcasts. Here we'll meet to share news and trends in the management world aimed at professional and personal development for business professionals. Specialists will share their tips to plan and improve your business strategy in ways that are directly applicable to your reality. Now we'll share the resume of today's guest. We welcome you, and we hope you enjoy the experience.
Good morning. My name is Robert Garcia, and I am the Executive Director of Adan University in Miami, Florida. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning. Today we're going to be talking about the CEO in 2030. We're going to look at aspects of the role and the requirements for the future. You see here, there are several images of potential future CEOs. Perhaps the figure on the left, you can see is a traditional, more informal CEO. We don't quite know if it's the older gentleman or the younger gentleman. Either can be today CEOs. And the future, we see that the future may have many more women being CEOs, or potentially even robots in a very few years. Right now, robots are integrating into the workplace. They could potentially take on the role of CEO, or at least a senior level position within any organization. And those are some of the aspects that we're going to be talking about today. In our agenda, we want to make sure that we talk about competencies for success in the future. And as we know, in a little more than 10 years, 2030 will be here, and our world will change. We'll analyze that as well. We'll look at the challenges facing global business. explore competencies, creating innovative ways to work, integrating this technology and robotics, artificial intelligence, and predictive analytics into our work world, and hopefully have an opportunity to talk about and learn new strategies on leadership so that we can be more competitive and ensure that we are successful in the future. A little about my experience. I am not only the executive director of Aiden University, but I'm also responsible for global development. We anticipate having many different countries, participants from many different countries in our global MBA. It's exciting to see that right now we have about 16 to 17 different countries represented through our participants in our global programs. And we want to increase that to even more. I have experience in international business and HR, have a master's degree in MBA, and several certifications in human resources. The agenda of our webinar today is we're going to talk about living in a VUCA world. What is it and how are we going to adapt? Also talking about leadership competencies, essential skills necessary, talking a little about what the future of work looks like. Also, what is agile leadership and why do we need it? Building a team, and then finally talking about recommendations for future success in this world that we will be living in the next decade or so. Our first topic is talking about VUCA, and as you can see there, VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. We've been talking about VUCA and living in a VUCA world for probably the last 20 to 30 years. VUCA, volatility, is changes in forces. Lots of fluctuations in the way that we deal with issues day to day. Also uncertainty, the element of surprise, instability, the unavailability of information, creating this uncertainty in our work world especially, and we can look at it globally as well. And then the complexity of doing business today. With so many competitors, so much confusion about the use of technology, about the connectivity that we have, competition we see is everywhere. And this ambiguity, less cause and effect factors, creating more and more reality that may be hazy, and looking at certain ways to deal with everything that we have to deal with and interact with in this world. So putting that in a framework towards the future, looking at today and what skills do we need to survive in this VUCA world. And we anticipate, many of the experts are saying, that there will be greater volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, particularly as we get into the future. If we look at competency models of leadership, of what do CEOs, particularly, more importantly, not today, but as we prepare for the future, what skills do we need to really hone in and really develop so that we can ensure that we are successful in the future, lead successful organizations, and really thrive in this VUCA world? We look at this competency model and see that we have to be analytical. We need to make sure that we have critical thinking skills, decision-making skills, innovation, because innovation is an important part of our future. We need to reinvent ourselves and our organizations to really talk about or get close to what our customers or consumers want. Because if we don't, then they won't buy or come to get services from us, or really go into our competitors' market, and we will lose business and therefore not be successful. Management is an important part of being a CEO. Delegation and performance management, coaching, conflict resolution. Those are important aspects. In my experiences in HR, and I can tell you that many leaders fail because of the lack of management skills, not being able to manage the people aspects of business. Leadership as well is an important part of strategic thinking, courageous leading, having being managing risk, inspiring others, providing a vision, and making sure that we're credible, trustworthy, and having knowledge of the business and the business world. In addition, self-management, making sure that we are agile at learning. The aspects of agile leadership also comes into play. Also, that drive for results, keeping people accountable, and having that adaptable management to lead with different parts of different divisions within the organization, different personalities, communication, adapting our style to the different needs of the organization. And then relationship management, being a good communicator, making sure that we're customer focused. So this is a great competency model that really describes what we need to do, or the skills that we need, the competencies that we need to gain to be able to be successful in the future. Our next slide talks about essential skills as well in 2030. We see a picture here of Sophia. Sophia is a robot that is very interactive through artificial intelligence, predictive analytics. She is able to act and make decisions based on the information she has received, and potentially could be a great leader. She is already has the citizenship of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So we see that she's integrating into our world, and we could potentially see more Sophias as CEOs in as little as more than 10 years. And then in order to be successful, we have to have transformational leadership, always at the cutting edge of doing things differently, making sure that we are adapting and integrating constant change into our style and leadership effectiveness. We also need to take care of our teams, make sure that we give them an opportunity to develop, and always looking to attract and retain the best talent possible. Surrounding ourselves with people that will enhance our skill set, making sure that we have a diverse team and we give those teams an opportunity to develop and grow within our organization. Because if we don't take care of our people, of our talent, our people will leave and find opportunities, as I said earlier, with our competitors. And we definitely don't want our most talented people to end up competing against us. In this complex world, we also need to learn how to multitask. I warn you, there's a lot of work being done around multitasking and the effectiveness. I think that we can't work today without multitasking, but I think we need to look more at what we're doing. Spend a little more time on the task at hand without having so many distractions. Maybe we need to be more effective at managing the project at hand and moving on versus doing so many things so at the same time. We also have to be change leaders. We need to be resilient. We need to make sure that we embrace change, because as we know, change is the only constant in business. And we need to make sure that we're growing and doing things differently, not becoming too comfortable with the way things are, so that we can adapt to the skills that are going to be necessary in the future, particularly in 2030 and beyond. We look here at an image of a potential future workplace, and we see here that smartphones, smart devices in general, will become part of our world. We can see that is already happening. Many companies are doing away, particularly throughout the world, with traditional handsets and phones. Communication is through Skype, WebEx, Zoom. These are softwares that have enabled us to connect well. WhatsApp is being used on a regular basis throughout the world to connect with individuals throughout the world. We see that there's a screen, and this is the team. This is the team of people working, perhaps from their homes in remote places throughout the world, all integrating and looking at robotics as well, integrating into our workplace. We have also virtual reality may be a part of learning. We may be doing education through virtual reality systems that will enable us to really understand and experience business situations. We're also look at if you can see, perhaps keys will be done away with, because we will implement fingerprints to access our classrooms, our offices. The way that we work will be very personal, and hopefully my personal wish would be to get rid of passwords, because many times they're difficult to remember, or the requirements become much more complex, and they're difficult to update and keep updated. So hopefully we'll have a better way to access all of our systems and offices, and be able to be much more effective just by the use of fingerprint or iris detection or some way. The things that we see in movies are very real today. They're already existing. We just need to implement them, and they will be part of our world. The next slide talks a little about the Future Work Report. Upwork did a survey last year and looked at what were companies embracing in terms of accessing remote talent. As I said before, and we looked at the screen, we saw that people are working more and more remotely. And we know that, so companies, when they're surveyed, are like, where is talent and how can we get ahead of the demands that we have on the workplace? We know that talent is hard to find, 3 times more hard to find, and they're likely to hire individuals. That process may get harder. Remote work is much more common today. Not in every country. As I travel, there are some countries that are more receptive to this remote work. They are more ready to embrace this. Technology is there. Wi-Fi and other ways to communicate are becoming much more effective. Offices are becoming expensive, and and companies are looking to reduce what we call brick and mortar. Universities, for instance, Aiden University, we have a small administrative office, and all of our programs are 100% online. Our faculty works remotely. So the need for large offices, large campuses, certainly we have classrooms where we hold in-company programs, specialized workshops. People fly in from different parts of the world. We still have traditional graduations, for instance. But we see how everything that we do is becoming more and more virtual. people are really adapting to working in their homes, in cafes, in special places where the technology, the laptop or the tablet is becoming their office, and you have access to different members of your team by interacting with them through virtually. Skills will become more specialized. Companies will embrace. I think that we won't have a choice but to embrace remote work. We see this as the future, as you see here. Companies are using more flexible talent. So it's not the talent that is available in your direct proximity or geographic location of where your office is. Now, companies are going out to find talent, looking for the most talented individual wherever he or she is, and integrating into the team virtually and creating remote teams of individuals that work together and really interact through the technology that we have. We have to, from an HR perspective, again, we have to have policies that will regulate or somehow put guidelines around this remote work. Some companies embrace it better than others. Some countries embrace it better than others. There are some that are still holding back and putting more and more obstacles or really not understanding how we have to embrace it and change and create policies that will be more reflective of the future of work. We have to have agile teams of individuals that work well together in order to survive in the future. So I think that's an interesting report. I'm glad to see that many of these concepts of remote work are being embraced, and it's only going to get better and more effective. The one of the other thoughts that I wanted to talk about today was what is agile leadership and what do we need to do to adapt, to be catalysts of change, making sure that we are agile and have this mindset that will enable us to grow. So we have to start with a good CEO, particularly CEOs in 2030 will have to have vision. They will have to really work on understanding the complexities of the future and develop a vision and guide his or her teams towards that vision, inspire and embrace this change. Also continuously improve, making sure that we are able to adapt and looking at opportunities to grow and improve the services, the processes that we have to make lives better for our customers, consumers. Also in creating micro learning opportunities, making sure that we can grow, that we have every day several opportunities to grow and learn as we develop a very diverse team, as I said before. In the next slide, we see a team of individuals, and we can see a picture is reflective of people working very comfortably, informally at home, everyone connecting, interacting with each other in their personal space. But we need to work on continuing to be proactive, looking at ways to improve our work world, having that productivity, making sure that we are monitoring that productivity. And with today's technology, it's actually very easy. We're creating performance management systems that really reflect the results that each individual gives the organization, not time at work or at the office. We can be doing our work, and our work is flexible. We have time during the day to do the things integrating work and life. So we used to call it work-life balance, and we recognize that balance many times offsets one and the other. So we're talking more about integration of work and life. There are the parameters around work and the work day are really changing, and we're integrating things that we have to do personally with our work world. Certainly, there will be meetings where we will schedule time to meet together, but the result of the work will be very different. And then creating this engagement. This is a challenge. How can we have that same commitment or engagement that we work on when we are together? How do we replicate that through our virtual world and technology? We have to also have initiative. We have to be self-starters. We will be provided with guidelines, objectives, and we will have to create solutions to be able to accomplish these as we work remotely and interact less and less in person. So I wanted to just have you take a moment and how do you see your future? What elements of these things that we've been discussing do we have to work on in order to be successful in the future? I also have a suggestion, recommendations. Because we are a university, because we offer online programs, I wanted to tell you a little about our programs and the benefits of having an MBA or a master's, specialty master's degree from Aiden University. We know that you're going to have skills that will differentiate you from the competition. And we know that the best way to acquire these skills and implement these benefits is through traditional or formal education online. And we see here, I've listed a few of the benefits of an MBA or a master's degree. Certainly creates more opportunities, increases your qualifications. It will give you a holistic view of business. It will improve your leadership and entrepreneurship capabilities. It will build a global network of individuals. Our online programs provide you flexibility. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we have seen that statistically, individuals with master's degrees or MBAs have anywhere from 20 to 30% more in terms of salary, better benefits, better opportunities for promotions. So I encourage you to really look at our programs and make sure that you make the best of your career and really invest in yourself and in your future development and growth. A little about Aiden Educational Group. We are a system of 60,000 executives working in companies throughout the world. We have a world-class e-learning platform called Canvas. We also have universities throughout the world. As I said, Aiden University is headquartered here in Miami, Florida. And we have great faculty members, and we'll talk further about that. Our programs, we have an executive MBA for those individuals with 5 or more years of management experience. We have a global MBA, both in Spanish as well as in English. We have a master's in marketing and sales, a master's in operations management, and then a master's in human capital or human resources. Our programs are, as I said before, 100% online, designed for individuals that are working. We have not only professors, but we have academic advisors that will guide you through the program. And we say that on average, we have you have to spend about 8 hours per week on your coursework, in addition to studying for exams that are offered on a regular basis. There's also team assignments. There's chats to integrate virtually with your teams and really get to meet people and develop those networks. Here we can see a sample of some of our professors. We have 70% PhDs in all of Aiden Educational Group, Aiden University. 100% of our faculty members have doctorates. We also use 80% consultants, global experts, and 100% of them are executives or have been in executive roles in organizations. We have 5 enrollment periods, as we see here, per year. So we have flexibility, 2 courses every 8 weeks. And so it moves pretty quickly. Our Global MBA is a 15-month program. Before you know it, in a little more than a year, you will be done with the skills ready to take on the future and be successful. We have the process of application is a simple one. You have to register and apply, provide your resume, and then there is an interview with either the dean or myself to make sure that you are in the right program, you're the right candidate with the right experience, and then you will be accepted into the program and join your colleagues throughout the world. We have, Aiden has been named as one of the 100 best business schools in the world. Our business school is doing extremely well with our rankings. We anticipate to have the same rankings and ratings at Aiden University very soon. And then I wanted to tell you a bit about our business magazine, making sure that you enroll in our business magazine where you see the latest business topics, future trends. We want to keep connected with you. We want to make sure that you are receiving the latest news the way that you want to receive it and keep in touch with us. I also wanted to tell you about our academic alliances and our accreditation and partnerships that we have, and then leave you with a note to the past. We have to thank the past for all the lessons that we have gained, all the knowledge, skills, and experience, the abilities that will make us successful, and then embrace the future. Embrace the future and change armed with knowledge and information that will make us successful in the future. I thank you very much for spending time today, and I hope that you will use some of these trends and analysis of the future to your advantage. I welcome you to Aiden University and hope to see you and meet you in person or virtually. Thank you so much for your time.